And we have a wonderful juicing opportunity here at Warm Mineral Springs for the freshest, organic, live, raw juices and smoothies. Ted, who runs Cafe Evergreen, which is where we're seated here at the radio station today, overlooking the springs and the lake. Ted's Cafe is amazing. He has a full-size restaurant from appetizer to dessert, and he brings vegetables and herbs from the organic garden, which is across the lake, and we have a wonderful master gardener there. And she brings him herbs, and he makes teas, and he puts the greens in the salads, and he uses the vegetables. So we are getting some extraordinarily fresh fruits and vegetables literally just carried across the property. And in the future, that will be developed into quite an operation where we will eventually have probably a farmer's market and maybe even eventually a CSA. So it's very dynamic stuff going on at Warm Mineral Springs. We initiated a week-long retreat, which we called the Midsummer Week-Long Retreat, and we had it here at the Springs. It was a group of people that fluctuated from day to day a little bit because of summer schedules. So at the Springs here, we had a nationally known vegan chef, Judy McKinney, who also is a macrobiotic counselor, and she came and prepared fresh raw food and juices for us throughout the week. And we had other therapists who were part of it. Here at Warm Mineral Springs, we have a whole group of people who do all kinds of alternative therapies, acupuncture, cranial sacral, Swedish massage, all kinds of different kinds of massage. And as part of that week long, we had someone doing cranial sacral on the participants. So the group was able to go into the waters in the morning and take part with Bridget, who used to be a lifeguard here and now does aerobics here almost on a daily basis here in the Springs. And she was with our group all week. And she also was with us every afternoon for yoga. So it was quite a week.
Give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind regarding Warm Mineral Springs.
Well, I really want to just bring up that the next retreat we're going to do for a year, and the next one is in November. So you have plenty of time to prepare for that. Make time in your schedule. It is a week long, and it will also be full days, no evenings, except for entertainment. Well, it's amazing. We're here at Ted's Cafe, Cafe Evergreen, where we serve a full restaurant of food, fresh organic food, and we literally look to the left here and oversee this beautiful lake, which is the Warm Mineral Springs that you're speaking about. So when I discovered Warm Mineral Springs, and I discovered that people could go in those waters and simply by soaking in the water receive 51 of the essential minerals, I knew it was the basis of health.
So let's talk about what is natural wellness.
Right.
Talk about it a little bit yourself.
Well, for years I was interested in teaching people a different way of looking at how they were treating their bodies. And so I often shared that people should introduce seaweeds, especially from the most pristine waters in the world, to remineralize the blood. Fruits and vegetables are sort of a plant-based diet, alkalinizes the blood, and it's the best environment for health. So when I found Warm Mineral Springs and discovered that by soaking in the waters at Warm Mineral Springs, people could remineralize, which is the foundation of health, that minerals form the basis of health, and from there, and literally being in the water for a few hours, you remineralize where people are lacking in minerals, and then you add more of a plant-based diet. Now, the standard American diet...
Minerals alone is not going to be enough. Where are the vitamins? You got to add that.
You got to add your vitamins. But what I was saying is basically that's sort of the fundamentals, is reestablishing a mineral balance in the bloodstream and adding to that the vibrance and the vitality and the nutrients, vitamins and minerals in plants, a plant-based diet, adding fresh fruits and vegetables to the diet.
This is, Alice, by the way, when we talk about juicing, this is the epitome of juicing.
Yes.
In fact, it's growing right here on the counter in Cafe Evergreen.
Yes,
this
it is.
Wheatgrass. This is a highly concentrated form of nutrients that you can't find anywhere else except fresh from Mother Nature. It makes my day. It gives me energy. It gives me drive. It makes me really feel good. And to everybody out there watching, I wish you could do the same. I was telling Ted, the owner here, just earlier today, when I leave here, I kind of have wheatgrass withdrawals, and I go to the Whole Food grocery store and I get my wheatgrass, but it's not as good as it is at Cafe Evergreen.
I was speaking about the vibrancy in plant life, and I've seen the difference in you. I have known you for a year and a half, and the quickness in your step, the lightness in your step, the vibrance in your voice, the sparkle in your eye.
Quit watching the way I walk. I have seen changes in thousands of people, not just from wheatgrass, not just from organic food, but from everything we've talked about here on this show. The natural wellness experience is all of this. And how many testimonies have you heard, have I heard, have we all heard about the power of Warm Mineral Springs in changing people's lives? Not just the water by itself, not just a massage by itself or a shot of wheatgrass, but the whole package. It's only available here. Nowhere else in the world is that whole package presented.
And to come here and feel that everyone's energy is up, that is happening because of the effect of being near these waters. We've heard people talk about the negative ions and the environment, the ecosystem around the water itself.
You talk about that just about every radio show, about how this place has its own climate.
It does. It is like a retreat, and if you come even for it one day a month, you've created yourself a day of retreat. And to be here in the sunshine is essential to health. To be in the sunshine, to be in the waters, to get good sleep because you've experienced that, to have experienced massages, good food, and really the lightness that I see in everyone that works here. There is something that is actually, it pervades the property. And I do believe it has something to do with the ecosystem, to do with the water. But everyone who is in natural health across this country promotes that people should be more active, that people should be in the sunshine, that they should promote things that help them with sleep, which is when we heal. We heal when we are sleeping. And so when you add a dense, nutrient-dense, enzymatically alive, plant-based diet to all these things that are going on here that we've been speaking about, you see health. You see, I've heard all the stories. I've heard the stories of people coming out of the springs who've never tasted organic food in the cafe. I've heard the people who start organic eating and start juicing. We did a week-long here just a couple of weeks ago, and the change in the people in this week-long was profound. In 1 week, what did we experience? We experienced the water in the morning. We did yoga with Bridget, who had led us into the water in the mornings. We did juicing all day. We did raw meals right here at the cafe. Ted has a wonderful expertise in providing all different kinds of diets, and they're on the menu. So you don't have to ask for something specific. You can look on the menu and you find fresh raw food, and you find smoothies and juices and wheatgrass like we've been speaking about.
In closing, I want to give you all my personal invitation to visit Warm Mineral Springs.
Okay, well, I very much appreciate you coming, Sally. Your presence in the first week-long at Warm Mineral Springs has been a true pleasure. I enjoyed every day of seeing your face grow brighter and more cheerful, and your step become lighter. You practically danced into the room on the last day, and that was delightful to see. So what I would like is to hear from you, if you would share with us, what was your experience of the week-long? You know, sort of where it began and kind of where it went for you?
Well, if I have to explain where it began, I have to admit I was kind of reluctant. I wasn't like all excited about it, and I wasn't sure I was going to make it. And when you called and invited me to come Sunday morning, I kind of thought, well, I could go somewhere else, but you sounded like it was really important to you. And then just come for a little while, you said. And you told me that Judy McKinney is going to be there. And Judy McKinney and I've known her for a couple years, and I figured, wow, you know, I certainly don't want to miss seeing her.
Right.
So I was a little reluctant. Once I was there, it was like some kind of awakening. It was amazing because though I did juice occasionally, I did my carrot juice if my tummy was bothering me and I didn't feel that I could eat other things. It was sort of a soothing thing, but that was maybe a few times a month, you know. And it never occurred to me that you could actually have juice 3 times a day. That was like, I couldn't believe that was possible. The thing that happened was that my stomach calmed down. I didn't have the constant craving for the foods that I was eating that was causing the stomach upset to begin with.
Wow.
And I kept on feeling better. And the people that were in the group, we had sort of a camaraderie. I started to kind of care about them the way I felt they were caring about me.
Yes, yes.
And eventually I found out who plays Scrabble. I found out someone else is a dance teacher and, my God, teaches ballet. And those were 2 things that I thought, well, gee, I'd love to play Scrabble, and I've never had a ballet class. One of the things I'd like to do before I'm 90, and I'm getting close there.
Wow. That's amazing.
So it was sort of like meeting people that I really felt good about, that cared about me, and that I started to care about them. And as time went on, my body was feeling differently.
Wow.
First I thought it was impossible. Nobody could possibly drink juice all day. And then, of course, we did have some very special treats with Judy McKinney. She came in and she made her magic.
We had meals.
And we had real food that was raw, and I thought that was impossible. How are you going to eat raw food?
Right.
And that was good.
That was
Not
delicious.
only was it good and delicious, it was beautiful to look at. It was like a
cuisine.
It was a special cuisine. And it kept on getting better. And I kept on feeling better to the point that I could actually hop, skip, and jump. And I remember coming in here and thinking, my body feels so much different.
Yes.
But I actually did hop, skip, and jump.
I know you did.
And I thought, oh my God, I haven't been able to have that kind of feeling in my body that I can remember maybe 50 years ago, you know?
Right. It's amazing.
It's amazing. But the whole experience was so different than what I expected.
Wow.
I just couldn't imagine feeling that good, feeling cared about, feeling that I meant something to other people.
Yes.
And having that communication. So there was a multi-level experience, especially for me emotionally. I felt I could say anything. I could talk about anything and be accepted.
Yes.
No one was going to say to me, we don't want to see you, we don't want to talk to you, you know.
Right.
And that's something I had been carrying for a long time, that there was something that I could not share. It was an amazing emotional experience to have that freedom to share what was in my heart.
Yes.
And of course I loved everything else. I loved curry with the cream and steak. And of course then feeling so taken care of when they did the ginger compress. I watch you take these towels and squeeze them out. It looked like a lot of hard work. And then I had the ginger compress on my back. And then soaking my feet in the bath.
Yes.
I mean, it was, and I could see that this wasn't easy stuff you were doing. You were carrying these things with water and twisting towels, and that was that feeling of being taken care of that was so special. I don't ever remember feeling that well taken care of in my whole life.
Wow.
This was something that was new to me, and it changed me in some way. It changed me in the way I feel about myself.
Wow, that's extraordinary.
So, yeah, it was an extraordinary experience. Last Thursday, I had a dentist appointment that took forever, and I got hungry, and I went to a local store that has juicing, organic juicing, and I thought, gee, I'm so hungry. I missed lunch, barely had breakfast because of the dental appointment. I will have a green juice drink. Try to get it similar to what I saw you make. And I remember you used green vegetables and you put in apples, and they made me 16 ounces of it, and I drank it down. Then I was going to order a wrap.
Oh, okay.
Also with vegetables. I drank that, and in about 15 minutes, I actually didn't want the wrap. I thought, this is impossible, because I am a big eater. I like quantity of food.
I understand. I feel the same way.
I thought, oh my, and plus I felt good. So the benefits that I have received have not just been the food, which definitely is a tremendous, it was an emotional experience. I've made some friends there. We're going to have some good connections. They come to visit me. They came to my home, and we played Scrabble. And I have another friend who stopped in, and I came to their home, and we played Scrabble and ate well.
Wow.
Ate what you taught us.
Wow.
So it's been a tremendous benefit to me, and I just feel so lucky that I listened to you when you asked me to come. So come and visit these days. Come for a little while. Starting the class. I thought, I didn't sign up. He said, that's okay. And I just want to tell you how much I appreciate it. I appreciate the caring, the love, and I feel better emotionally, physically, and I'm glad I've had this experience with you, and I look forward to more.